Hi, I'm April Plank, and thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of cardio interval jumping. So I've got 3 red springs on. I've got a yoga block handy for when I do my sideline. This is just basically a pillow to rest my head on. And I've got my box ready to go for some exercises that'll be coming on a little bit later. So let's go ahead and lay down and get ready to jump. So I'm on my 3 red springs. And before we do any kind of jumping at all, we want to make sure we warm everything up. So I'm going to go ahead and lay down, arms resting to the side, shoulders down the back. Pull that belly button in, push your tailbone nice and heavy, and then just start with some gentle pressing out and in. I always do footwork, any jumping class, just to warm up through the legs, get those large muscles warm and ready to work. Good. Think about that full extension, reaching those legs nice and long, and then resisting back in. Also focus on your heels. You want to try to keep that heel connection to the jump board the whole time. So I'm really rooting my heels down as I go out, continuing to push the heels down as I come in. We'll do that just 2 more times, and then bring yourself out 1 more time and hold. Bring the big toes apart, so now you have a little V at the feet, and you're going to bend the knees out to the sides and squeeze them back in. Now my heels may lift a little, and yours might be lifting as well, based on the flexibility you've got in the calf and the Achilles. The important thing is that when you're pushing out, you're driving the heels down and together, and when the knees go wide, they may lift a little bit. Inhaling as you push and exhaling as you come back in. Feel that rotation coming all the way from the hip joint. Do that 1 more time and then hold yourself out. Slide the heels away from each other so now your feet are sits bones distance apart, and we're going to bend in and out here. Exhaling as you come in, inhaling as you press. Really feel that you're hugging those muscles into the bones, connecting nice and deep through the legs. Good. Feel that again, that connection of the heel pushing into the jump board every time you push out. Good. Next time you're out, I'd like for you to stay there. So take it out and hold it. Lift your heels up, spread your toes, all 10 toes rooted into the jump board, and let's bend and stretch with the heels lifted. So now working a little bit on ankle stability, maintaining that positioning of the ankles as you push out and in. So the ankles are going to be a really important joint as we jump. So we'll continue working with the ankles on this next exercise. So I want you to take it out and hold it. Lower your heels down first, bend your knees. Lift your heels and press, lower your heels and bend. Lift and press, lower and bend. Lift and press, lower and bend. So this will be pretty much mimicking how the feet are going to be going through the jumping process. So you're always going to land, ball the foot, heel, push off, heel, ball the foot. So we want to get the body used to that pattern before we actually physically get into our jumps. Good. Do that 1 more time. Now I want you to go out with the heels down, lift the heels to come in. So you're just going to reverse that motion. Again, just warming up through the ankle joint in this direction. Now I've got my headrest down, and it's really up to you whether you would like your headrest up or down, personal preference. We are going to do a little bit of bridging in a moment, so I definitely want your headrest down for that. But for the footwork, you could have the headrest up, and definitely for the jumping, if that makes it more comfortable, you can have your headrest up for that as well. So let's just do a few more here. My legs are starting to feel nice and warm, and then come in. Now this is where you want your head rest down. We're going to slide the feet to the top of the bar. you're going to start to curl your spine up one vertebrae at a time, coming up into your bridge. Once you're up in the bridge, we'll start pushing out and in with those hips lifted. So anytime the hips are up, you want to have that head flat, just to give your neck a little bit more space. So definitely have that head rest down while we're doing this bridging series. Good, getting that full extension out and back in. We'll go 4 and 3 and 2. One more out, coming all the way back in, then roll the spine all the way down one vertebrae at a time. Tailbone's heavy at the bottom, and then let's go back up again. So take an inhale, exhale, scoop and roll yourself back up. We're just going to do a little bit of marching. Lift the right leg into tabletop and down. Lift the left leg into tabletop and down. So I'm just going to be alternating those little lifts, and as I'm doing that, I'm trying to keep my hips nice and still, trying not to rock at all through the hips. Just transferring the weight from one side to the next. And we've got 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Take the right leg up and hold it. Then your left leg's going to push all the way out and all the way in. All the way out and back in. Get that full extension through the left leg. Good. 2 more on this side. And this will be your last one. Nice. Come in and set the foot down. Lift the hips if they've fallen. Take your left leg into tabletop, and let's start pushing on the right leg. Inhaling, press. Exhaling in. Nice work. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Set the left foot down, lift the hips if they've fallen, and then start to roll your hips nice and slow all the way back down. Tailbone heavy at the end, nice neutral pelvis. Take an inhale. Let's scoop and roll this up one more time. Once you're up at the top, take the right leg, reach and extend it up to the ceiling. You're going to keep that leg nice and long, and you're going to drop both hips straight down, and then lift both hips back up. And both hips down, and both hips up. My microphone fell out of my pocket. Just going to hold it for a second. Dropping and lifting, really pushing through that left heel to drive the hips up for 3 and 2 and 1. When you're at the top, switch. Take the right leg down, lift the hips again, lift the left leg nice and long, and then drop your hips straight down, squeeze your right glute to lift. Lowering straight down, squeeze to lift. Good, really focus on that right glute to heel connection. Really good job. Hopefully your legs are going to feel warm after this. I know mine are. This is your last one. Set that foot down, roll yourself all the way down. Let's grab the pegs, bring the legs to tabletop, and just do a little bit of side to side windshield wipers with the legs. So you're going to let the legs go all the way to one side and then all the way to the other. Oh, I love it when I get a back crack. All right, so you're going to be pulling those arms into the straps, or into the pegs. So it's kind of like you're pulling the pegs apart and sliding the shoulders down your back. When the knees go to the right, keep your left shoulder down. Use your abs to pull it back to the center. And then when you go to the left with the legs, keep the right shoulder down and then pull it back to the center. We'll do one more to each side. And this will be your last one. And then pull your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. And I think we are ready to jump. So I'm going to have you guys just roll off to change your weight. You definitely don't want to be jumping on 3 red springs. I'm going to choose a red and a blue. If you're new to jumping, I might go a little lighter, maybe a red yellow, but for me, red blue is where I want to be today. And I'm going to go ahead and lower all the way down. And I've got my timer. I like to jump in increments of 3 minutes, so I'm going to be timing to make sure we don't do any more than that. And my clients never start until I set the timer. They like to wait till the last second. So here we go. The timer has started, and we're just going to start jumping. So a little bit about the jumping. You're inhaling as you jump, exhaling as you land. You're thinking about everything we did in the warm-up, that articulation of the ankle joint, landing ball the foot heel, pushing off heel ball the foot. Trying to land nice and gentle and light. So think light on your feet. And I'm trying to come in as close to the bumper as I can without touching. So I'm getting a deep squat through the legs each time that I come in. Good. We're going to change this to a little V now. So heels together, toes apart. Now I'm not only squeezing my heels together, but I'm zipping the whole inseam of my legs together. So squeeze your glutes, squeeze your heels, squeeze your inner thighs, and think of that big toe point as you jump. Almost like when you're jumping, you're reaching the crown of the head to the tower and your toes to the jump board. So see how long you can make your whole body. Now bring your feet hips distance apart, jumping here. And when I say hips distance, it's really your sits bones or your the ASIS here in the front. These are the bones right in the front of the pelvis. So if you can think of lining up your feet with the bones in front of the pelvis all the way down to the knee to the ankle, that's going to be a good position where your bones are aligned for the jumping. So that's what I'm talking about when I say hips distance. It's more like sits bones distance or a knuckles distance between the feet. Good. 2 more here, and then we're going to change. Now bring the feet as wide as you can in a turnout and squeeze the legs long. Now I have the Jumpus Maximus, so I can put my feet pretty wide. Good. Getting that nice deep plie squat and then pushing from there. We're going to revisit all 4 of those positions and do a little less of each. So when you're ready, back to the regular jumps in the center for 4, 3, back to little V for 4, back to hips distance for 4, and back to wide V for 4. Let's do it again. Feet completely together for 2. Little V for 2. We're almost there. Hips distance for 2. Wide V for 2. We're going to do it singles twice through and we're done. So nice and strong. Together. Little V. Hips distance. Big V. One more time. Together. Little V. Hips distance. Big V. Bring it all the way in and relax. Good job. That was your 3 minutes. I'm sorry, I should have counted you down. I kept looking and I didn't tell you where we were, but we made it. 3 minutes is over. Just taking a few recovery breaths out and in. When you're ready, you're going to push out, and if you can grab your straps, then you can do that from here. And I know that I'm a little taller than most people, so if that does not work for you, then just come off the machine, get your straps, and then come lay back down. And then once you have your straps, you're going to wiggle away from the shoulder blocks. You just want to have a little bit of room so you're not crammed up into the shoulders. Reach the arms up to the ceiling, squeeze your legs into tabletop, and we're just going to start pulling the arms straight down to the sides and back up. Now I do find a lot of my clients, it's really hard to hold tabletop when you have just done all that jumping and your legs are essentially on fire. So if you need to cross your ankles, and that'll give you a little bit more support, or you can even pull your knees in a little bit. That'll take some pressure off as well. Tabletop is going to be where you're going to feel the most abdominal work. But again, if you're feeling that's too much for you today, take a modification. Do that one more time with a straight arm pull. And then next time the arms are to the ceiling, you're gonna hold it. We're gonna take the right leg over the jump board and switch it with the left. So we're just gonna hold the carriage nice and still as you're alternating single leg stretch from our mat work. So you're thinking of shoulders sliding down the back. Think of those muscles, those lat muscles in the back are engaged and connected. Drawing the armpits kind of down to the waist. So you're putting pressure into the straps. My carriage is not resting on the, it's not resting, it's hovering. So I have my carriage hovering, it's not resting on the bumper. So arms right in front of the shoulders. Now keep doing the single leg if you need to, or you can do double leg. Both knees come in, both legs go out. This is a little bit more challenging. If you're feeling this is too much, then you could take that modification and do single leg again. Every time the legs go out, scoop that abdominal, nice and tight through that corset. Last 3 and 2. One more time here, hold the legs out, lift the head, neck, and shoulders, send the arms by the hips. We're gonna do a tricep bend and stretch. Now I've taken you right to the big kahuna, the hardest variation. If you wanna make this easier, bend your legs to tabletop. If you wanna make it easier still, lower the head down. We're gonna do just a few more, 8 and 7 and 6. Nice job. Work where you can. We've got 2 more to go and 1 more to go. Release everything down, set the feet down. I like to put the straps in the well just so they don't make a lot of noise when I'm jumping. And we're ready for round 2 of jumps. Here we go. You're gonna jump out and in. Good, just getting used to the jumping again. When I'm doing a jump class, I really like to make things just flow so that we're not taking a lot of changes in body position. We're trying to keep the heart rate going, keep the intensity of the class moving. I want you to break the board up in half. You've got a left side, a right side. We're gonna jump all the way to the left side, jump all the way to the right side. Jumping to the left and jumping to the right. Again, I'm still on that red-blue, and if you're feeling this isn't too intensive a weight to be jumping on, drop it to a red-yellow. So we're gonna do some intervals within an interval. So I realize this is already cardio, but we're going at a pretty good pace that we can maintain for 3 minutes. We're gonna pick up that pace and do a 15-second blast. So for 15 seconds, when I say go, you're going to push as intensely as you can in the side-to-side jump. So we'll start in 5. So we'll do the same motion, just a little bigger. Here we go, 15. So really push off and land, push off and land. Like you're going up and over something on the center of the jump board. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to the center, regular jumps. Take the left leg high, right leg low, and then switch. So more of a cross-country ski. One leg at the top of the board, and then switch. Now the top foot can go flat. The bottom foot's gonna definitely be up on the ball of the foot. You're right at 2 minutes. We're gonna do another one of those intervals. And we're gonna do it in this position. So get ready. And here we go, 15 seconds, push and push. Try to explode off the jump board. Big exhale to land. 5, 4, 3, 2, regular jumps in the center. Nice work, you guys. We've got 1 more interval to go. I'm gonna let you choose. You can do the side to side, or you can do the skis. 3, 2, here we go. Last 15 seconds. I'm choosing side to side. Keep going strong. We are almost there. You're approaching that 3-minute mark in 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Take a few recovery breaths in and out, in and out, in and out. Now, if you're like me, your heart rate probably got high. When you come up to standing, make sure that you feel ready to do that before you just pop on up off the reformer. I have low blood pressure, so I know for me, I take a little bit more time before I come up, just so I don't feel like my tunnel vision is going to happen and I'm going to pass out. Don't want to do that. So take as much time as you need. When you're ready, you'll draw your knees to your chest, roll yourself to the side, and let's come on up. Good. And then just make sure you feel comfortable enough to stand up. Now, I did not mention already, but you can grab water any point. And if you need a drink of water, please go ahead and do so. I'm going to grab my box, and I'm going to put the little yoga box to the floor, and I'm going to put the box on shortwise. I'm also going to change my weight. So now I'm going to take it to a blue spring. One blue spring on. So I'm going to push the carriage out, and then that blue spring, I'm going to step in the well and straddle the spring facing my box. I'm going to bend down into a nice squat position, shoulders down the back, abs in, and I'm going to start pushing the box away. Exhale as you push, inhale as you come in. So we'll bring that heart rate down a little bit, working more muscular energy in the arms, giving our legs a little break. I mean, I know we're still squatting, but a little less intense. And we'll do that 3 more times with double arms. And then 1 more. Now we'll go into single arms, but I want your right hand to come more to the middle of the box, left hand behind your back, and you're going to start pushing with the right arm only. Think of that elbow being angled down towards the floor, so you're keeping your shoulder in a nice position. Also incorporating a lot more tricep with the positioning of the elbow towards the floor. Now I'm on a blue spring. If this is too much for you, take it to a yellow. If this isn't enough for you, you can do blue and yellow. 2 more. And last one. Nice job. Let's switch it up. Left hand, right hand behind the back, left hand on the box. You're going to push straight out, and then you might be able to see better from this angle that left elbow is coming down instead of pushing out. Nice job. Four more to go on this side. And this will be your last one. Awesome job. All right, let's transition to kneeling onto the carriage, and then you're going to come all the way up, put your feet up against the jump board. Okay, another set of jumps, 1 minute only. We are not going to do 3 minutes on these jumps. I think you may protest that, and so would I. Okay, so you're going to be on your elbows. Your right foot is going to be on the jump board. Your left leg is going to be on the box. You're going to push all the way out and notice the weight. I'm on a blue spring, so I did not change that. And we're going to keep pushing out and add a little jump. So since it's a lighter weight, you can give yourself a little hang time. And that's when the glute's going to really have to kick on to hold that leg in space as you're extended. So go out, squeeze those leg muscles in. Make sure you're not sagging into your shoulders. You're lifting up and out of your shoulders, staying broad through the back. Every time you jump is a good time to exhale and pull those abs in tight. Halfway already. Let's add a little glute squeeze. So jump, squeeze, kicking that leg just a few inches up to the ceiling and back. You don't want to kick so high that you feel the back starting to arch. It's more about a little booty squeeze. So you're doing a jump, squeeze, and back. Jump, squeeze, and back. We're almost at that 1 minute mark. Doing really good. Give me please 2 more jumps. Last jump here, and come in and rest. Wasn't too bad. Let's do the other side. All right, so the left foot's gonna be the jumper, and we're gonna start pushing out and in. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable on your elbows, you can certainly come to the hands and do that as well. So find a place that you can really focus on the leg and you're not feeling any discomfort anywhere else in the body. Really squeeze that leg long. Squeeze it long and release. Let's add that little glute squeeze up. Remember, keep it into the glute, not in the back. So it's just a push out, pop it up, back down. Push out, pop it up, back down. We are almost there, guys. You're doing really good. Stay really strong here. 10 more seconds. One more big jump. And then bring it back and relax. Good job. Okay, we did some pushing of the carriage. Now let's do some pulling. So I want you to lay on your stomach, and you definitely want your pubic bone onto the box, your hip bones on the box. You're gonna walk your carriage all the way up. If you have the tower, grab the tower. If you do not have a tower, you can grab the pegs, these stands from the reformer. I'm gonna hold the tower, it's just a little bit broader. If your back is bothering you, keep your legs bent in this position. If you can add it, extend your legs, activate your glutes, and push those legs long to the jump board. You're gonna bend your arms and straighten your arms. So you're doing a nice big pull up on the end of the carriage. Think of the elbows being a little bit lower than the shoulders, so you can keep your shoulders down and away from your ears. Keep those legs active. Push that pubic bone down to help support and create length through your low back. 2 more double arms, and we're going to do some single arms. So let's start off with the right arm. Bring your left arm behind your back. Now, I'm doing 8. 8 is a lot. So if you can't do 8 all in a row, do 4 and then switch to the left. Do 4 and then maybe do 2 sets, or even 4 sets of 2. However you want to break it up. I want you to do 8 on each side. And then we're going to do 8 on the other side. So you're just doing whatever group you need to make it equal to 8. Maybe it's 8 sets of 1, and that's fine. You want to think about quality versus quantity. So think of the best form you can do. Two more here. And last one. Now hold with both arms. Let your knees relax to the carriage. Let your head, neck, and shoulders relax, and just lay on this box, hopefully enjoying a really good stretch. It feels good for me, so hopefully you feel that whole back. Just release. Because we are getting ready to jump again. When you're ready, walk yourself back. Bring yourself out of that position. All right, I'm going to move my box. We're actually done for the day with that box, so you can just put it off to the side. You are, however, going to need your yoga block. So pick up your block, and we're going to put the block on the headrest. Again, if you don't have a block, you can put your head on the headrest and put the headrest up. I'm going to change it to a red spring, so you've got a red spring on, the blue spring is off. So just one red, and we're going to lay on our left side to start. And I want to put my left ear on the block. No, I'm on my right side, sorry. So I'm on my right side. I've got my right ear on the block. I've got my hips stacked, shoulders stacked, and I'm pulling my abs in to create a little space underneath my rib. The left leg is going to be the jumper, so let's go ahead and push out all the way. I want to create a straight line like I was standing on that jump board, and then I'm going to start my pressing, jumping out and back in. Again, we will not do 3 minutes on one leg, so again, I like to do around 2 minutes for the single leg work, but we did a minute for the kneeling. Since we weren't laying down, that's even a little harder. Good. Think of pushing off and getting that nice deep plie bend as you come in and then push away again. Add a little leg lift. So now you use the outer thigh to do a little lift up and back down to land. Lift up and back down to land. Now instead of a leg lift, I want you to do a glute squeeze. So now jump, kick back an inch, and land. Kick back an inch and land. Good, we'll do that 4 more times. Now keep jumping, but turn out. So the toes are gonna be facing the ceiling, and you're in a little bit of a turnout. Really squeeze your bottom as you jump. Nice. Now your bottom hand, I'm holding my timer, but you can be holding the peg as well if that feels more comfortable. And this top hand, I like to just put it on the headrest or shoulder block. So last 15 seconds, you're gonna alternate between the toes facing forward and the toes facing the ceiling. By now, my thigh, my outer hip is on fire, but we are almost there. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Come all the way in and relax. All right, let's give that leg a little stretch. So I want you to come up to sit with your feet on the floor, and then take your left leg, that's the one we just worked, cross it over your right, and that could be enough of a stretch. I already feel it. So I'm gonna just sit here for a moment and let my hip release. If you need more, just start to hinge your body forward, shoulders back, chest lifted. Take a few big recovery breaths there. Give me 1 more big breath. Good job. Okay. Let's change it to a blue spring. Take the red spring off, and then you're gonna need your strap. So I'm just gonna do the lazy man and just kind of slide up and grab it. Okay, so I've got my strap. Come into a little mermaid. So you're gonna take your right leg and put it by the shoulder blocks, and then your left leg's forward. So you're in your mermaid position. This arm is going to go over the head actually. So I'm gonna hold the carriage with my left hand. My right arm's gonna do an over the head press. So exhale as you press and inhale. So if the blue spring that we're on is a little too challenging, you can always drop down to a yellow spring as well. I do about 8 of each exercise, give or take a few, depending on how good my counting is that day. So if you get to about 6 or 7 and it's hard, then that's probably a good weight. If you get to like 1 or 2 and you can hardly do it, you probably need to go a little lower. This will be the last one. Now the same arm's gonna have the strap, but we're gonna do a pull across the chest, so more for a chest press, going horizontal across the body. I don't know, this performer likes to talk to me a lot, so you probably are hearing the springs like I am. 3 more. And last 2. And then you've got 1 more to go. Now our left arm's gonna grab the strap. We're gonna take it out, punch it towards the jump board, and bring it back and hold. We're just doing the second part of this draw the sword. A lot more challenging because there is no way you can use momentum here. If this feels like it's too much, do the full draw the sword. So you can use a little bit of momentum to draw the arm up. Either one, you've got 4 left. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Ah, good job. Okay, keep the strap in your right hand. Let's just change our leg position. You're gonna come forward like into that sitting position you were on. You're going to bring your hips a little forward. Hold the carriage and pull the legs up into tabletop. When you've got that, take your right hand right in line with your sternum, interlace the left hand, and we'll be doing a little twisting. So you're going to twist to the right and exhale, twist to the left. Now, if this doesn't feel comfortable holding this tabletop, you can just sit crisscross applesauce and do your spine twist that way. Really feel that waistline working. 3 more to go, guys. Here's 3 and 2 and 1. Awesome job. Okay, put that strap back into the well. Grab your red spring and put that on. Take your blue off. So I'm on 1 red, and we're going to repeat everything we did on the other side. So I'm just going to move my mic out of the way because we're going to lay on our left side now. And you can see from here, I've got my left ear on the block. My shoulders are stacked one on top of each other. My hips are stacked, so I'm not letting this hip come forward. I'm pushing my right hip away and trying to create some space there. So when I push all the way out, it's like I'm standing on the jump board. And here we go. Take an inhale and press, exhale and land. Top hand's resting on the shoulder block. Bottom hand is resting on the peg. Try to create as much space in your body as you can. So every time you jump, reach the crown of the head to the tower and point that toe all the way to the jump board. Always working on quality of motion instead of quantity. Whatever breath helps you. Sometimes I find myself exhaling as I jump, inhaling as I land, and that's totally fine as well. Really use your breath as a tool. Add your little lift when you're ready. So to jump, little squeeze, lift goes up, and then come back down to land. Again, we did about 2 minutes on the other side, so we're going to hit 2 minutes on this side. Timer always goes slow. We're on the second side. We are already a minute in though. You guys are doing really good. Now take it to the glute squeeze. So jump, squeeze your butt, and send the leg back an inch, and then forward. Two more. Now regular jumps, and then you're going to turn the toes to the ceiling, heel towards the floor, and do that little turnout. Nice work. And then for our last 15, we'll do the alternating between the toes facing forward and the toes facing up. 5, 4, 3, 2, give me 1 more jump. Bring it all the way in. All right, nice work. Come up. Face the same way that you were facing, put your feet on the floor. That leg you just worked, your right leg, I'd like for you to cross it over your left in a figure 4. Keep your ankle nice and strong, so you don't want to let your ankle sickle, so you'll lose the stretch that way. So pushing that leg nice and strong into your left, and you're just going to hinge forward as much as you need to feel that work, that stretch, stretching the right glute and outer thigh. Take a few more deep breaths. And as always, you can always grab water anytime you want. You can just pause me. I know I always forget. I like to drink a lot of water before and after, but I'm not really big on drinking during the class. I think I just moved too quick for that. But I definitely drink a lot of water, so please do so. Okay, so you're going to switch your weight to the blue. Take the red spring off. So you've got your blue on, red off. And I'm just going to slide on up here and grab my strap. That seemed to work last time. Okay. And then you're going to come into your mermaid. So you're going to have your left leg up against the shoulder blocks, right leg forward. Left arm is right by your ear. Sit really tall with a nice inhale, and then you're going to lean and push over your head. So you're doing a nice lateral flexion of the spine and getting a good overhead press with the arm. 3 more. Good. Now same arm working. Now do it more of a chest press. Come across the horizon and back. And I'm going to use a lot more arm for this one. So I'm going to push and press across my body to the diagonal and then bring it back. I'm even lifting my hip. You might see that left hip kind of driving up. So I'm using that whole abdominal and hip to even help with the motion. This will be your last one. Okay, right hand grabs the strap. 2 options, the full draw of the sword going all the way up and out and down, or the second half, a little more challenging, so you'll bend and push. Work where you can comfortably with good form. My favorite set of jumps is coming up. See if you can guess what it's going to be. Last 2. And last 1. Awesome job. Okay, my favorite set of jumps are ab jumps, which means we are going to stay on a blue. I'm done with my yoga block, so just put it away. So I'm on 1 blue spring. I'm going to lay all the way back. Sometimes I like to just get on that way instead of rolling. Okay, so I'm on a blue spring, which means a few things. I'm going to imprint, and I'm going to pull my abs in tight. I'm also going to exhale on the way out. That seems to help me more to maintain that engagement of my abs. So when you're ready, take a big exhale and jump and inhale. The other thing about this jumping on a light spring is sometimes I like to do more than 3 minutes. So we'll see where this takes us today. And the reason I like to do that is because it's not a lot of load on the legs, and there's a lot of things you can do, so the abdominals should be able to take a little bit more. And having said that, we might just do 3 minutes. We'll see. We're going to go back to the side to side we did that second interval of jumping, if you remember way back in the beginning. So you're going to jump all the way over to the left, and then you're going to jump all the way to the right. Now another thing with this ab jumping, sometimes it does feel more comfortable to lift the head and support the hands behind the neck. And I'm just going to go ahead and do that. It's feeling good for me today. And if that doesn't feel like that's going to work, put your headrest up or just have your head resting on the headrest. So we're just doing this side to side. In a moment when you're ready, the outside leg is not going to touch the jump board. It's going to go beyond the jump board. And then you're going to do a little pendulum swing to the other side. So it's basically I'm taking my legs, bringing the outside leg off the jump board, and then kicking it to the leg that jumped and replacing it. So it's a little kick to the other side, kick to the other side. We'll do this about 4 more times. This is our last set of jumps, by the way. And then all we have left is our feet and straps. So finish as strong as you can here. Now bring the legs back to the center and jump. And we're going to only jump on that left leg. And your right leg is going to be up to the ceiling. Again, your head can be up or down. Now keep jumping on your left leg. When you jump, scissor the right leg down, left leg up, and land on the left. So it's a scissor, land left. Scissor, land left. Three more, and then we're going to scissor and land right. Here we go. So it's like a scissor, scissor, land right, and however you got there, your right leg is now jumping, and your left leg's reaching energy to the ceiling. Two more jumps, and then we'll start our scissors. So next time you jump, left leg scissors down, right leg scissors up, land right. So scissor, land right. Scissor, land right. Two more to go. And last one. Now both legs jump, and instead of your knees doing the bending, I want your jump to come from the ankles. Hello, abdominals. So it's just a little lift, and we're going to start to walk our toes down the board as low as you can, and then walk your toes up as high as you can. Now, as low as you can means you're not feeling any discomfort in your back, because when you get down low, it's really hard to hold that imprint. Walk up and down. Just do it one more time. And then regular knee jumps to finish. You're going to jump, lift, and back. Jump, lift, land back down. Let's check our, yeah, I did go over. I was like, this is probably over 3 minutes. It's about 4.5. You guys are doing great. But this was our last set of jumps, so that's okay. Last 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and I'm done. Good job. Okay, you can come all the way up. I'm going to stop the timer. Come all the way up. 2 changes. I want you to put on a red, so you have a red blue, and I want you to go ahead and put your straps on just since we're up. We'll go ahead and put those handy because we've got our feet in straps to finish up. So I don't even need my timer anymore. We'll go ahead and put that away, lay onto your back. Shoulders against the shoulder blocks, tailbone heavy, push all the way out. And when you're ready, you can put those feet into the loops. Push your legs nice and long. And then let's just start inhaling the legs up until you feel that gorgeous stretch in the back of the legs. Pull your abs in, squeeze your bottom, and send the legs away. And just starting these nice arcs. So if you're hopefully feeling those abdominals still from the jumping, it's a good thought of using the breath. So every time you exhale, you really feel those abdominals kick in. Draw that corset on tight. We'll do that 2 more times. Good. Now keep the legs where they are at the bottom, and you're going to bend the knees and then push the legs away. Bending in and push away. And I know some theories are to stop at tabletop. I actually like to bring my knees in a little bit more and just feel the back stretch. So I'm definitely coming into a little imprint as my knees come in, but it's worth it for me to get that back release. And we're going to work a little coordination. So we've done a straight leg up and down and a bent leg. Now we're going to put it together. One leg is going to do straight. One leg is going to do bent. So the right leg is going to go straight. The left leg is going to bend. And then I'm going to push back out. So walking on the ceiling. Similar if you think Peter Pan would be the exact same motion, but you'd be in a turnout and your leg would be going out at an angle. So just working your brain a little bit, having one leg do one thing, the other leg do the other. Still getting a nice stretch on that straight leg. And still working strong on that bent leg. Last 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. Hold the legs straight. Put your headrest down if it's up. I'm just feeling a short spine is going to be really good on the back. So let's go ahead and lift the legs up on an inhale. On the exhale, start to peel your hips up and just go as high as you can. That might be an inch. If you can come all the way to where the bumper stops, that's the traditional way of having the bumper come all the way to rest. Then you're going to bend your knees into the shoulder blocks, coming into more of a frog. Then you can start to pull your hips down, let them roll down, straighten the legs as much as comfortable, bringing the hips away from your heels, then pull with the back of the legs into a tabletop frog. Push the legs back out, bring your big toes together, and we'll repeat it. So the legs go up on an inhale. You exhale, roll the hips up, the carriage comes to the bumper. You separate your toes, bring the knees to the width of the shoulder blocks. Roll your hips back down as the legs go straight. Find that stretch. Squeeze the hamstrings as you bend the heels back to the bottom. Push the legs back out, big toes together again. Inhale the legs up. Exhale, roll the hips up. Separate your toes, pull your knees to the shoulder blocks, enjoy a stretch. Then start to roll down your spine, straightening legs as much as you can. When you've gone as low as you can, come into a tabletop frog and then push the legs away. Let's do it one more time. Big toes touch. Inhale the legs up. Exhale, roll the hips up. Reach the arms long. Bend the knees to the shoulder blocks. I like to push in my arms and really lift my hips, getting a good stretch in my back. And then roll the hips all the way down, extending the back of the legs. Pull with your hamstrings. Push the legs all the way straight. Bring your big toes together. Come up straight with the legs hold. And let's circle the legs to finish, going down first, open out and around and back up to the ceiling. Enjoy these last few moments of your class today. That was a really great effort. You guys did awesome. Again, make sure that you go drink plenty of water after this. You want to rehydrate, especially with jumping. I tend to sweat a lot more with jumping, so we want to make sure that we replenish the body. Drink lots of water. Two more to go. Just take your time with this. Good. And then when you get to the bottom, let's reverse the direction of the circle. So come up first. And then let yourself go wide. Hold together at the bottom. Big toes touch, and we'll do it again. Go up. Go out. Squeeze together. Big toes touch. And we'll do it again. Go up and out. Squeeze together. Big toes touch. And last time here. And then bring the legs in. Now I'm going to do a pretty intense stretch. I'll give you an option. Okay, so option one is you're going to take the right leg to the ceiling and just bend. Never mind, that's not a good option. I'll give you the whole thing and then I'll give you modifications. So you're going to push the legs straight. You're going to bend your right leg like you were going to bring it down to the wood, on the outside of the wood. And then you can hold it there. I think most people are going to be able to do this. I do have all my clients do this. So we'll just stay with this as the modification. So I've got to really push my pubic bone down, kind of curl and scoop. So I'm feeling this release right here to the hip flexor. Now, if you need more release, you just start to work your left leg up, which is going to bend your right leg more, which hopefully should feel okay. And then I'm going to really think of tucking and scooping and pushing my tailbone down. And then your left leg can go out to the side for voila! Hopefully what feels like a really good inner thigh hip flexor, deep hip flexor stretch. And the left hand can go onto the leg for a little bit of support. Right hand can go on this leg for support. Again, really tuck and scoop so that you're feeling supported in this stretch. Okay, now coming out is very important. The left leg's going to come forward. I like to bend my left leg, and then I'm going to push with my left leg and let the right leg just come up without any weight. And then we're going to push all the way out and do it again. So put the weight in your right leg, let your left leg bend like you're going to reach it to the wood, and then you're going to slide it down towards the floor and let the right leg start to go up. When you feel enough stretch, you stop. Keep pulling the abdominals in, tucking that tailbone, pushing the tailbone down, If you can do more, you just let the straps keep pulling you. And when you've gone as far as you can, the right leg can go out to the side. Keep your hips down. Right hand can go to the inner thigh for a more stretch. Left hand can go onto this thigh for a bigger stretch. But keep tucking your tailbone and pushing your back down. Feel that opening through your left hip flexor. When you're ready to come in, right leg goes to the ceiling. You're going to bend it, and you're going to push with the right leg to send the left leg out. See, the left leg didn't have any weight in it, so I can pull that leg safely. And then we're going to pull both knees into your chest. Give your knees a little hug, and then you can take the feet out of the straps. Put your straps into the well. Let's just give our knees one last little hug and just kind of a little bit of a rocking side to side because we are done. So let's give that back a little bit of love. We're just going to finish with a roll-up. I think that's going to feel really good. So when you're ready, you can roll yourself off all the way to the side. I wasn't too graceful trying to hold this mic. And then you're going to bring your feet wide, just sitting on the side of the carriage. Take a big inhale, fill the lungs up, and then just start to roll your spine down, down, down. Take the hands to the floor. You can let gravity do the work here. Let the head relax, neck and shoulders relax. You can shake the head side to side. Shake the head forward and back. Feel your low back release. Take a few big breaths here. And then when you're ready, you're going to start to roll yourself up, stacking your spine, one on top of the other, coming all the way up. Take the shoulders up, back and down. Do that 2 more times. Take the shoulders up, back and down. Last time, up, back and down. Thank you so much for joining me today. Can't wait to see you next time. Have a great day.